The World Series is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Buy DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV and buy MasterCard. Asking you to eat, drink, and be generous this fall. You want to see a manager taking things into his own hands with his young pitcher, heck, taking his young pitcher into his own hands and saying, here's what we need out of you here tonight. Derek Holland, Tim, has made starts this postseason. Rangers have won the games. He has not been able to pitch deep into the ball games, and he wants to make sure, and you can almost read lips there saying, don't miss over the plate. Be aggressive, have fun, but if you're going to miss in and make these hitters a little more uncomfortable.
Well, that's his natural slot, Derek Holland. It wasn't the hands on the shoulders that impressed me. It was a slap on the bill of the cap to start things off.
Ladies and gentlemen,
these guys love playing for Ron Washington. And why not? He lets them just go play. And they need to play here tonight, down 2-1 on home soil, trying to even this series with Game 5 tomorrow night and a rematch of Game 1. But here tonight, it's Holland and Jackson. And the opening pitch brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And now the lineup for St. Louis, really only one change, and it's at the bottom. It's brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bunt. For Kyle leads it off, then Alan Craig, who homered in the first last night. Albert Pujols, who homered in his last 3 at-bats last night. Holiday had a big play defensively. Berkman, the DH. David Freese, Yadier Molina, John Jay, and it's Punto getting the start at second base in place of Terrio. And here are the numbers this season for the lefty, Derek Holland.
And against a tough Cardinal outfit in the first inning, they've scored 17 runs this postseason. That is a postseason record. He will and must work inside. I said it was his natural slot. When he looks at home plate, what he pictures more than anything else is the right side of the plate, which is inside the right-handed batters. He pitches well here. He's 9-2 on the year, and the Rangers looking for a strong start out of Derek Holland.
He won Game 2 of the division series, then worked in relief. Made 2 starts in the ALCS, no decisions, but the Rangers won both games. Ron Koppa's behind the plate. Ted Barrett at first. Gary Cederstrom at second. Jerry Lane, the crew chief, at third. Greg Gibson down the left field line, and Alfonso Marquez is in right. Here is Rafael Furcal.
One thing Furcal loves to do against left-handed pitching, because the left-hander falls toward the third baseline, he loves to push the ball between the first baseman and pitcher's mound.
Tim mentioned the 17 runs in the first inning. Cardinals have scored first now in 10 consecutive postseason games. Off we go. And up there ready to hack is Furcal, strike 1. Alan Craig and then Albert Pujols. The 25-year-old from Ohio gets strike 2. You see 96. Derek Holland averages 94 miles per hour on his fastball. Only David Price of the Rays throws harder among lefties. That is caught by Beltre, 1 out. And he took a double away from Furcal.
The reactions of Adrian Beltre, because Derek Holland comes inside so much to right-handed pitching. Look for a lot of plays out of Adrian Beltre, one of the best in the game and the best in the business at third base.
It brings in Alan Craig, who last night homered in the first. And he tries to get on in front of Pujols on deck. Good breaking ball, strike 1.
After 3 straight fastballs to Furcal, a breaking ball, the curve, to start off Craig.
Fastball misses inside in 95. The Rangers starting pitching at home during this little stretch. Made 6 starts and have an ERA over 6.5. Craig is totally fooled for strike 2.
That might be the worst swing that Alan Craig has had in the postseason.
They're the Rangers starters at home this postseason. Opponents hitting .324. This crowd is into it. Their Cowboys won. And they hope for a double dip win against the city of St. Louis here in Arlington tonight. Cowboys beat the Rams. It's the Rangers and Cardinals. And a 2-2. 2 out. And now in steps the man who has hit home runs in each of his last 3 plate appearances. No player in the history of the World Series has ever hit a home run in 4 straight. His batting practice was awesome to watch. Ball 1 high. It started with his first swing where he almost fell over. And then he proceeded to hit 1 ball after another out of the park. Strike 1. Here's that first swing of BP. Slipped on that mat under his feet. Here comes a 1-1. Left side in the hole. Elvis. A 1-2-3 first for Derek Holland. And now Edwin Jackson heads to the hill. No score in game 4. The World Series is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And by The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in theaters December 21st. Not yet rated. And the Taco Bell starting lineup for the Rangers. Think outside the bun. It's Ian Kinsler first. Elvis Andrus batting second, then Josh Hamilton. Michael Young the DH. Adrian Beltre at third. Nelson Cruz. David Murphy in left. Napoli batting 8th, and Mitch Moreland back in the lineup in the number 9 spot. It's his first start since game 5 of the ALCS. Here are the numbers for Edwin Jackson. Half the year with the White Sox, and then was traded in July to St. Louis.
And a tough matchup. Even Tony La Russa talking about it. He wants Edwin to get the Cardinals through 5. He'll take more, but settle for that.
Kinsler, strike 1. In talking to Edwin Jackson, he said his last time out, which was game 6 in the NLCS at Milwaukee, he was not aggressive enough. Tried to nibble too much. He shatters the bat. Furcal avoids the bat and gets the out. 1 away. And that's what was left with Andrus walking to the plate.
By aggressive enough, you mean strike 1. It's the biggest pitch in the game. Talking about breaking balls behind in the count, how to finish guys off, but strike 1, the biggest pitch of any count.
Andrus had 2 hits last night, 3 for 12 in this World Series, but hitting just .216 during the postseason. Takes a ball. The Rangers have not lost consecutive games since August 24th and 25th. They were in danger of doing that in game 2. And Kinsler and Andrus went to work and got 2 runs in the 9th inning. RBIs by Hamilton and Young to even the series. A lot of movement from Elvis Andrus on these first 3 pitches. Strike 1. Base hit.
That's what happens when you fall behind. 2-0, 2-1, fastball right down the pipe. First base hit of the ball game.
It's been a long day for the guy coming to the plate. And how odd is it to see a baseball uniform as Josh Hamilton and Lance Berkman went down the street and were a part of the opening coin flip at midfield as the Rams and Cowboys played. Cowboys winning it to even their record, and Hamilton then raced back to the ballpark and got ready for game 4. And he was ready for that pitch, fouled it straight back. Strike 1.
In fact, Lance Berkman won the coin toss today, and the Rams elected to receive, but lost the game.
And are winless. Rams bought 80 tickets for game 3 and had the whole team, the traveling crew, here at Rangers Ballpark last night. We were going to interview him, but they beat the traffic home. Over but low, ball 1.
Elvis Andrus had 37 stolen bases during the regular season. His first 3 years over 30 bases. That's the first time a shortstop in the history of the game has had 3 consecutive 30-plus stolen base seasons. His first 3 years.
That one ran down and away, and it's strike 2 on Josh Hamilton.
Good changeup from Jackson to get Hamilton out front.
That's down into the corner, and Elvis will run. Digging for third. Elvis to the plate. Rangers strike first in game 4.
That looked like another changeup hanging right in the middle of the plate. Yep. A changeup, and Hamilton strikes first. Andrus all the way from first.
Now Michael Young has been red hot. Takes a ball. Last 6 games, Michael Young is hitting .321, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. He went deep last night. Two and 0.
If Josh Hamilton were healthy and didn't have that sports hernia on the left side, the Cardinals would be paying more attention to him at second base. But because he can't run, Punto can play straight away.
Hasn't even attempted a steal during the postseason.
No.
Three 0. Here is a 3-0. And on 4 straight, Young draws a walk. You want to see a loose group down 2-1 in the World Series. President Bush threw out the first pitch. Nolan Ryan missed it. And look at Ron Washington's reaction. Hamilton. And then after the double, Wash was, I'm sure, doing his thing.
Doing the wash.
And now with 2 on 1 out, the batter will be Beltre, who had 4 hits last night. A closed stance. Really the opposite of his teammate Nelson Cruz, and that's a strike on the inside corner. Rangers have 1 and have a chance for more. Inside. 1-1.
Most hitters hit from a closed stance. Very few with that wide open stance. But Nelson Cruz, of course, did that in the minor leagues, and it has made him a star in the big leagues.
The 1-1. 94 from Jackson as that pitch was down and in, strike 2. Runners on at first and second, and Beltre strikes out. 2 out in the inning, and the batter will be Cruz.
That was a good slider from Edwin Jackson to get Adrian Beltre. Good play by Yadier Molina. You can see the spin of the ball going down. Bad swing by a good hitter.
And now Nelson Cruz, who has hit 7 home runs this postseason, including 1 during the World Series last night. He hit it to right. Ball 1. A guy like Edwin Jackson saying that he wants to be aggressive and come right after hitters. This lineup can scare you out of the strike zone.
Can make you be too fine too early.
The 1-0. Off the end of the bat. Foul ball. And out of play.
Take the other approach, though, Joe. With a lineup like this, even though they are frightening, long ball and average, they're a lineup that you have to stay in front of. So the first pitch strike becomes more important against a lineup like this.
Here's a 1-1. Big swing, strike 2. And Cruz would like to have that one back. 94 miles per hour for a guy that's hit a home run in 4 straight home games during this postseason. Count 1-2. Cruz lays off. 2-2.
When the Texas Rangers clinched the American League pennant against the Tigers in that 3rd inning, they scored 9 runs, and one of the key at-bats was a check swing by Nelson Cruz. He went around then, but not to get to 2-2.
And now a full count, which will mean the runners will go. That's a break for the lead man, Hamilton, who's got the bad groin. He gets a head start, so does Michael Young. The Rangers score first during the 2011 season. They have the best winning percentage across baseball. How big is this first inning going to be?
slider, I suspect. I think Molina went out to Jackson and they had a word sign. I think he'll get a slider right here, and doubtful it'll be a strike.
Oh, that'll load him up on a 3-2 slider. And now David Murphy, who's been moved up in this lineup, is in a spot to really make this a nice start for the Rangers here in Game 4. From the windup. In the air to left center field. Back is Holiday to win the inning. And through all that, the Rangers strike first but get only one. Leave the bases loaded and lead 1-0 after 1. Hey, celebrate America's game with Chevrolet. Upload a picture of your youth player and you could win hundreds of MLB prizes. Be a part of the Chevy Centennial celebration and enter for a chance to win at ChevyBaseball.com. Matt Holliday didn't like the call, but it's strike one to start the second. His numbers during the World Series, but since the start of the NLCS, including the World Series, hitting .353. So he has heated up. He's just about over that nerve issue he had and a finger on his right hand.
One of 5 different injuries for Matt Holliday this season.
Good pitch, strike 2. You know it's not your year physically when you have to leave a game because a moth flies in your ear.
Unbelievable story.
That's foul. Here you go. Let's play the game operation for Matt Holliday. He had an appendectomy after Game 1. He had a quad strain. He had a bad back in August, and then, oh, hey, a moth flies deep into his ear canal. And then he had a right middle finger ailment, a nerve issue in September. That's down and in. 2-2.
Matt telling us when the moth flew into his ear, the doctor had to take the moth out with tweezers. When he finally got the moth out, the moth headed for the light.
It was alive.
Yeah.
On the inside corner. Strikeout number 2 for Derek Holland.
There's that inside fastball right there. A little cutter in under the hands of Matt Holliday. Ron Washington talking about the importance of pitching the right-handed hitters of the Cardinals inside. He did.
Lance Berkman gets that reaction, and there's a reaction from Holliday. But Lance Berkman gets that reaction. Kenny Rosenthal talked about it earlier in the series. Breaking ball for a strike, and this so far looks like a different Derek Holland than we've seen during the postseason.
One strike in a right spot after another through the first 4 hitters.
That'll get out of play. And 4 of 5 first pitch strikes.
Derek Holland can dominate a lineup. He's had such problems in the postseason. People don't realize he had 4 complete game shutouts this year. That's second to Cliff Lee's 6 with the Phillies.
Here's an 0-2. Pretty good rip. We started to say that Berkman during the offseason on a show in Houston, radio show in January, said that the Rangers were an average team and called Adrian Beltre's big contract a reach, and he has since taken that back and basically apologized. Did so to C.J. Wilson during the All-Star game. And Adrian Beltre has been worth the money to the Texas Rangers, and as we said last night, Red Sox would have done well to keep him after his big year last year. 2-2. David Freese on deck. Ball 3. During the ALCS, we talked about Derek Holland being a little too jumpy, a little too fired up, and he said during his side session he was a little more calm, a little more relaxed. So trying to carry that into a World Series start. And this one is into right center field, well hit. Back at the wall, it takes a hop and bangs high off the wall for a one-out double, and the Cardinals have their first hit.
That's why Lance Berkman's one of the best switch hitters in the history of the game. He takes what the pitcher gives him. That pitch, a tailing fastball away. He goes away. And the first Cardinal base runner of the night.
Brings in David Freese and brings onto the air Kenny Rosenthal. Kenny, what do you have on Freese?
Well, Joe, a hit by David Freese tonight, and his postseason hitting streak will extend to 14 games, matching Brooks Robinson for the longest by a third baseman in postseason history. Now, it's appropriate we're talking about Brooks because yesterday in Baltimore, a new statue was unveiled of him just outside of Camden Yards, and Brooks was really emotional, really touched. He actually wept at the ceremony, saying, "I haven't had applause like that in a long time."
Swinging strike, it's 1-1.
What a great story about one of the great third basemen in the history of the game. Good curveball by Holland.
Tying run at second, one out here in the second. One and two. Yadier Molina quietly had a big night. Everything else other than Pujols was quiet. He drove home 4. Two out.
There were two ways that Derek Holland could have gone. After running the count to 2 strikes, we'll look at the sequence. The inside ball, it's 1-1. Fouls one off. Perfect pitch. There were two ways for Holland to go, either the breaking ball or the fastball inside. But once again, Holland impressing the Cardinal right-handers inside.
And impressing the home plate umpire, Ron Kulpa, as he's giving that pitch. That's big for Derek Holland. It's where he wants to go, and he's getting the benefit of getting a strike called on that pitch. We've seen both Holiday and Freese complain about that inside strike. Holland's also been able to get his secondary pitches over better this time around. That's too far in. The count 2-0, left-handed hitting and struggling John Jay on deck. We'll see if Holland wants to challenge Molina now that he's behind on the count. Molina, career year swinging the bat this season. There's a pitch to hit, breaking ball on 2-0. And it's 2-1.
A lot of money to be made by the pitchers who could throw breaking balls in fastball counts.
Up the middle. Kinsler makes the stop and gets the out. The inning is over on a brilliant play by Ian Kinsler. And dug out by Moreland on the other end. A ton of range. Couldn't get the handle. And then got the out at first to end the inning. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. And on this beautiful night, and I mean beautiful, here in Arlington, aerial coverage of tonight's game provided by DirecTV. Couldn't be any more pleasant here on the 23rd of October. As Napoli leads it off and takes the ball. Batting 8th. You can hear Ron Culpa, the home plate umpire, inside. It's 2-0. Moreland will follow, and then back to the top. Ian Kinsler. Good fastball for strike one.
That was after hitting .221 for the first 2.5 months of the season.
96 for strike two. It's been a tough hitter here at home. Napoli in his first year with the Rangers. Last 31 games here, he's hit .343. He is not worn down at the end of the season. They picked their spots with him behind the plate. He kind of took over as the catcher during the postseason and down the stretch. That's going to keep it 3-2.
Taking over the crowd here too. They revel in saying Napoli, Napoli.
Another 3-2. And another foul tip.
Some people are under the impression that all mistakes a pitcher makes are hit hard. That was a hanging slider, and Jackson got away with it. Another slider.
And this one is hit in the air to left center. Back at the track for a loud out number one, caught by John Jay. About 400 feet away from home plate. And our Nikon One replay cam go back to the end of the top of the inning. Did Mitch Moreland have control of that short hop?
I think he controlled it when he came in with the left hand before Yadier Molina reached the bag. Watch the left hand. Not control there, but controls it there. Just to get Molina.
Brought Dave Duncan to the mound. That fly ball off the bat of Napoli with Moreland coming up. His first at bat of this World Series, 2 for 19 this postseason. Good defensive first baseman. He has hit 1 home run. It's low. It's 16 during the regular year. Ron Washington saying the side work he's been going through between starts. Again, he hasn't started since game 5 of the last round. Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting instructor, has been very good. So he's back in the lineup. The count's even 1-1. Jackson walked a tightrope in the first inning, gave up only 1. John Jay comes in for out number 2. And it's been a guy with a great arm and a lot of mileage. A lot of air miles. Drafted by the Dodgers. Went to the Rays, up to Detroit, Arizona, the White Sox, Toronto for about 30 seconds, and then St. Louis. So really 6 teams in 9 years in the big leagues.
500 record for his career, 60-60, but that includes a no-hitter for the Diamondbacks.
Ball 1, down and away to Kinsler. He was 6 out of 19 in his career against Edwin Jackson. He's popped 2 home runs against him. Good pitch. Slider from Edwin Jackson, strike 1.
It's a very descriptive pitch. The slider sliding away from the right-handed hitter. Ian Kinsler, one of the great pull hitters in baseball.
2-1.
Yep.
2-2. Cardinals in the third inning will have 8, 9, and 1. Jay, Punto, and Furcal. Jackson had a long first. He's retired the first two here in the second and has a full count on Ian Kinsler.
Wants a fastball away.
Ripped into left, a base hit with 2 out.
Molina wanted it away. Jackson threw it over the plate and up. Ian Kinsler, not only a good pull hitter, but a good high fastball hitter.
And here's Elvis. Mentioned he had 2 hits last night. He singled in the first inning, scored on the RBI double by the guy behind him, Josh Hamilton. 2 walks followed. There's the other Elvis. But Murphy flied out to deep left center to end the threat. It's got to warm your heart, Tim. I know what kind of an Elvis fan you were.
I was, still am. From Tupelo, Mississippi. And moved to Memphis. Did all right for himself.
Interesting couple here at the ballpark tonight. Strike one on the inside corner. And now Kinsler wandered too far. Where was he going? That ends the inning. And that's as easy as it gets for Yadier Molina. Rangers lose a man on the bases and lead 1-0 after 2. The World Series is sponsored by Sherlock Holmes, a game of shadows in theaters December 16th. And by the revolutionary new Nikon One system, huge in every way except size. John Jay first up, third inning. He is 0 for 12 against left-handed pitching during this postseason, and just 2 for 28 over his last 7 games. Had a good year, hit just under 300.
Okay, the fast runners for the Rangers, when the ball is in the dirt for the catcher, they take off. The problem with that is the Rangers running into the soft hands and strong arm of Yadier Molina. We've seen it time and time again. They take chances on the bases when the ball's on the dirt.
Here's a chopper off the plate, and Elvis Andrus called off Beltre and got the out. See Beltre, Tim, peel off, and I think Elvis said, "I've got it," and he did.
You can see another smile from Adrian Beltre. It's exactly. Watch him straighten up right there and peel off. Good play by Andrus. Andrus is coming in on the ball. An easier play for him to get his man.
And the number 9 hitter is Nick Punto. He's been kind of a good luck charm for La Russa in his first year with the Cardinals. Shows bunt, takes a strike.
Tony La Russa, one of the more superstitious managers I have ever incurred.
I don't know how he gets to the ballpark. I mean, he's got to do everything after a win, and they've been on this run. I mean, he's got to repeat all the same stuff day after day.
Yeah, he's got a lot to think about, not only on the field, but with his superstitions.
He's got more necklaces on around that neck given to him by dignitaries around the world. Here's one to the right side. Holland has to get over, and he does. 2 out. MasterCard is proud to present more than $4 million to stand up to cancer raised from the Eat, Drink, and Be Generous campaign. MasterCard is joined by its Priceless Moments winners, Stand Up to Cancer Scientific Advisory Committee members and co-founders and Sue Seelig. For more information, visit standup2cancer.org. And with 2 out, nobody on, here's for call. Bruce is wearing a necklace that was given to him in St. Louis by the legendary rocker Carlos Santana. And just about ever since he put it on for good luck from Santana, the Cardinals have gone on this run that's carried them to a 2-1 World Series lead over the Rangers, who won the AL West by 10 games. Strike 2 from Holland. Little cue shot back to Holland. Gets for Call, and he's been good through 3. Now he's got a little smile on his face in this beautiful ballpark in Arlington, Texas. They've been here for 18 seasons now, and here in Game 4, Rangers lead by 1. Beautiful look from up above as we move to the bottom of the 3rd. Edwin Jackson has allowed 1 run on 3 hits. He's walked 2, struck out 1. Deals a strike to Elvis Andrus. He singled and scored in the 1st. A ball and a strike. The 1-1. That straightens up Elvis Andrus, ball 2. Almost walked right into that pitch.
Edwin Jackson is into a pattern of pitching a lot of right-handed hitters inside through the first 11 Rangers. Trying to establish that pitch in.
For Kyle. Gets the Rangers shortstop 1 out. Dirk Nowitzki threw out the first pitch yesterday, and
come on everybody, let's do the wash. Dirk does it. It's the biggest thing to hit Germany since sprockets.
Sprockets to the right side, and Pujols will make the flip for the out. 2 out. And you're not going to find a nicer athlete in any sport, but he is regarded as one of the nicest guys in the NBA. And for a big man, a 7-footer, one of the best jump shots you'll ever see. And here is him. He is just beloved for good reason, the MVP, as the Mavs won it all over the Heat.
I'm not sure the wash is suited for a 7-footer. And am I missing something? But what are sprockets?
That's from Saturday Night Live.
Sprockets.
Sprockets. I think it was Mike Myers, and they dressed up in all black. And it's back in the early 90s.
Dirk, a big fan of SNL then?
I guess.
Yeah.
Here is a 1-1. Good slider, and Edwin Jackson has settled in pretty well. Count 1-2 on Michael Young.
Pretty good combination. Fastballs inside and away, and a very good slider thus far. And has used his changeup sparingly but effectively.
Young drew a walk his first time up. The pitch in on the hands, and he told us, meaning Edwin Jackson, that he was going to crowd these right-handed hitters and show them that he will pitch inside. That'll make Eric Karros happy. He's been calling for one team to do that since the postseason began. He thinks the hitters are too comfortable on each side. And Holland has worked well to the right-handed hitters inside.
Outside.
That makes it 2-2. In the air to center. Jay is back, and that will end the inning just in front of the track. Young went deep last night, just missed getting that one out of here. We're into the fourth, game 4. 1-0, Texas on top. The World Series is sponsored by the all-new Volkswagen Passat. That's Das Auto. And by Chase. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom. We're getting near Halloween time, obviously.
8 days away.
Here's Alan Craig. Breaking ball misses from Derek Holland, who's been very good. It's allowed a one-out double by Berkman in the second. That's it. Pujols next. The 1-0. Strike one. Craig struck out his first time. He homered last night in his first at bat, then went 0 for 4 with a walk and a run scored the rest of the way. Ball 2.
Something we talked about last night that bears repeating. Alan Craig, with a natural right field stroke, had to really teach himself how to pull the ball.
3-1. We'll see how Holland does now that he works through this lineup for a second time. Dangerous pitch, and Craig reached for it, grounds to Moreland. 1 out. Our Chase Freedom Cashback player to watch, Albert Pujols, game 3. There are all the numbers. 5 for 6, 3 homers, 6 RBIs, and the distance for all 3 home runs totaling 4+ football fields. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom. And this is a guy that did not have to teach himself how to pull the ball.
No. An old country western song. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. He was the windshield a lot last night.
With 1 out and nobody on. Yep. Strike 1. His first home run off Alexi Ogando. If not for the second deck of this stadium, which just got in the way, still be rolling somewhere. Moreland for out number 2. And Pujols is 0 for 2. And here's that home run last night in the 6th. 96 miles per hour and 423 feet.
Ball's out of the strike zone. I mean, how do you get on top of a pitch like that?
That was the first of 3 in a row. Now Holiday with 2 out, nobody on. Struck out his first time looking. And chased that pitch, strike 1. Derek Holland is showing his regular season form here tonight. 16-game winner, the 25-year-old, and he's been in control.
Not only has he been coming in with the fastball, but his curveball has been excellent thus far.
'25th round pick in '06, came up in '09. Rotator cuff issues last year, and then he pitched in relief. Derek Holland did during the postseason. Tonight, his best start. to this point, trying to get through the fourth. Hard hit. Beltre takes care of those. So good. Down go the Cardinals. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the fourth in Arlington. Rangers bat up 1. And here is Zoe Deschanel and other cast members of New Girl, which returns on Tuesday, November 1st on Fox, and Matthew Morrison and Harry Shum Jr. of Fox's hit show Glee are in attendance tonight, and Zoe did a great job with the national anthem here before Game 4. Talented singer, songwriter, and a very subtle, funny actress. I'm glad she's in the Fox family, and that is toward the Cardinal dugout. Off the bat of Adrian Beltre, and we're underway in the bottom of the fourth, and Zoe is staying in. A lot of times those stars, they have their moment on TV and then they just bolt. But it's a good game, 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth. So we'll check back. We're going to keep them honest tonight and see how long they stay.
Right.
Here's a 1-1. Good pitch from Jackson.
That was a tailing fastball down and in. It was the same sequence he had last time Beltre was up. He followed that pitch with a slider. We'll see.
Jackson has made one good start this postseason. That was in the division series game 4 against Philly. A 5-3 win. He went 6, allowed 2 runs on 5 hits, and then okay in game 2 of the NLCS. He lasted only 2 innings in game 6, the clincher. The Cardinals won 12-6 in Milwaukee. Reaching for it, and the mound kind of kicks that more to Punto. 1 out. Edwin Jackson stayed away and gets the first out. This December, 2 of the most storied conferences in college football culminate their seasons with 2 epic championship games for the first time in their history. And we'll be there to bring it to you back-to-back nights. Pac-12 championship Friday, December 2nd, and the Big Ten championship Saturday, December 3rd. Both games are only on Fox Sports. Here's Cruz. Nelson walked his first time and goes up there pumping, strike 1. Postseason is a time to make or lose money by potential free agents. Edwin Jackson is a free agent to be. This one is into center, back at the wall, and caught by Jay. 1 step in front of the center field wall. 2 out.
Talking to Ron Washington about pitching power hitters inside. And Ron agreeing that you have to crowd them and prevent them from extending their arms. And Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan also of that belief. You allow those big guys to extend their arms, they get full power. That was a good fastball that took some of that power away from Cruz.
There's David Murphy. He flied out with the bases loaded back in the first. Started to say Jackson, who's a potential free agent, will be a free agent at the end of the year. Could open some eyes here tonight with a good start on the road against this tremendous hitting lineup the Rangers have. And tomorrow night, C.J. Wilson, a free agent to be, and a guy who figures to be at the top of a lot of lists for clubs this offseason. He's got something to prove tomorrow night. He is 0-3 as the lead starter in this group for Ron Washington. That's during the postseason over the first 3 rounds. He'll take on Chris Carpenter, rematch of game 1. 3-1 on David Murphy.
David Murphy will look for an inside pitch to try to hit hard down the right field line where the ball really travels in this park.
That's outside, a 2-out walk.
And that's why you go away if you're the pitcher.
But now Jackson has to deal with more of a power threat in Mike Napoli hitting the 8 spot. He flied out deep to center his first time up.
Talked about it before. A rule of thumb in location is when you're behind in the count, pitch hitters away. When you're ahead in the count, pitch hitters inside. And any variation of that formula,
or just throw it and hope.
Well, you don't want to do that. You're not going. I know.
Calm down over there. There's ball 1 inside. The ex-catcher in you starts to get fired up when I say stuff like that. That's why I do it. 1 ball, no strikes on Napoli. Rangers have lost 1 on the bases. That was Kinsler back in the 2nd. And they have 1 stolen base in this World Series, but it was a big one. Kinsler safe in game 2 in the 9th. And late time is granted to Napoli. It's the 2nd time that's happened with the home plate umpire here tonight. Dave Duncan was on the right, pitching coach for the Cardinals and longtime confidant of Tony La Russa, former big league catcher. 2-0.
May be the most successful catcher in the history of the game to be a pitching coach for as long as he has. He's been with Tony since the early 80s.
Pitch number 70 on the night from Jackson. Fouled back, and Napoli had a rip. Dave Duncan is here with a lot of his thoughts at home with his wife Janine, who was diagnosed a couple of months ago with a brain tumor. But when we talked to Tony La Russa, he said we owe a huge debt of gratitude to Janine because she demanded that Dave Duncan be with the club while her 2 boys, and they're great guys, both played in the big leagues. Chris Duncan, who played with the Cardinals, is now a radio talk show guy in St. Louis, and then Shelley Duncan, who's a good right-handed hitter and with the Cleveland Indians organization. They are with Mom and watching back in Missouri, just outside of Springfield. Pitch up and in, 3 balls and a strike. La Russa called Dave Duncan prior to the final game of the season at Houston. You look out at Dave Duncan's bullpen out there and how they watch the game. And they just wanted Duncan to come in for that last game, and he said, I don't want to mess things up. And you know that wasn't the case at all. Napoli trying to wail on that pitch, a full count. So Duncan came back. The Cardinals won. The Braves lost. The Cardinals won the wild card. They beat Philadelphia. They beat Milwaukee. And Dave Duncan has been here with his wife's blessing, knowing that Dave's guys need him.
Cardinals, the wild card in the National League. They did not even finish in first place in their division.
Runner Murphy will go, and now time called. Molina goes out to talk.
I think Edwin Jackson was shaking Molina off to the point where Yadier wanted to go out and make sure.
So they're on the same page, and we'll be back at it tomorrow night. Hope you're with us for Game 5. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. That good pitching matchup of Carpenter and C.J. Wilson. Front row seat tonight. Runner goes. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. 2 on, 2 out with Moreland coming up. What a chance, Tim, for a guy who's been out of the lineup and had not had an at-bat in this World Series until back in the second.
0 for 6 in the American League Championship Series in those last 2 games, and he struck out 5 times, flying to center his first time up. But a key moment for a big 2-out hit right here by Moreland.
Drove home 51 during the regular season, has 2 this postseason.
One swing erases all the bad stuff.
Strike 1. This is a guy who hit .348 last year's postseason. .462 with a home run during the World Series. That was against the Giants, now taking on the Cardinals. Good pitch. 97 as Edwin Jackson reared back for a little extra.
Edwin Jackson has always had a good arm, but under the tutelage of Dave Duncan, his location and pitch selection much better.
That skips in, and Yadier Molina turns himself into a wall.
57-foot curveball. Good play by Molina.
Strikeout ends the inning. And Moreland getting a chance tonight. K's with 2 on to end the 4th. Good game, good pitching. And it is not a repeat of game number 3. 1-0 Rangers. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. You are watching Game 4 of the World Series. After the game, extended post-game coverage with Mike Ducey.
Plus, a rookie Cowboy runs all over the Cowboys' record books. That's tonight on Fox 4 News after the game.
We're into the 5th inning, and Derek Holland has allowed only 1 hit. He struck out 3, and maybe most importantly, hasn't walked anybody. Here's the guy who got the hit. Lance Berkman, a double back in the 2nd with 1 out. 1-0 Rangers. Strike 1.
That pitch on which Berkman doubled was a fastball away. And Holland starts him out with a fastball away.
Berkman's 2 for 2. And he's on to start the 5th in a 1-run game. Our Get to a Better State recap brought to you by State Farm for auto, home, life, and banking. Get to a better state. We look at an umpire, Ron Kolpa, who in game 2 got this call correct. A big stolen base for Ian Kinsler. He would later tie the game, but then he was at first and missed this call at first last night, which allowed Holiday to reach in that 4-run 4th inning. We're going to go down for a report from Ken Rosenthal right now. Kenny will give us more on that.
Well, Joe Torre today, the MLB Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations, took the unusual step of asking for time in the interview room so he could defend the integrity of Ron Kolpa. Torre thought it was over the line that Kolpa, when talking with a pool reporter last night, was asked about being from St. Louis.
Here's a double play. And Holland erases that leadoff hit right away. Go ahead, Ken.
And Joe, of course, Kolpa made perhaps the best call of the postseason in game 2, that call on Kinsler, and that call benefited the Rangers. And the point that Torre made is absolutely correct. The professionalism of the umpires should not be in question. They will blow calls from time to time. They're human beings just like anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's from somewhere. And Ron Kolpa, well, the implication is from St. Louis.
Yeah, the implication by the reporter who asked that question is foolish.
Molina takes a ball. But that's what postseason baseball is about. You and I have learned that over the years.
Yes.
Except somehow we're from every city and have rooted against every team that we've ever covered.
We'll show them.
That's right. He'll get the last laugh on that one. Here's a 2-0. A strike on the outside corner, 2-1. That's us, in case you want to visit us later. It's what we look like, and that's our favorite bow tie that Kenny wore all year. 2-2. Molina was robbed of a hit by Ian Kinsler on a good play to his right. Back in the second. Derek Holland's been terrific. Into center for Hamilton. How about Holland? 2 hits through 5 shutout innings. He's doing his part. Rangers lead 1-0 here in game 4. Before the bottom of the 5th, we'll give you tonight's Volkswagen Passat trivia question. Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina combined for 10 RBIs in last night's game 3, tying a World Series record for most RBIs by teammates in a single game. Whose record did they tie? Top of the order for the Rangers in the 5th. Kinsler, Andrews, and then Hamilton up by 1. Right now, Edwin Jackson is pitching in the shadow of Derek Holland, but throwing well, and he continues to ride these big right-handed batters off the plate.
Both he and Derek Holland pitching inside to the right-handers. But surprisingly, Edwin Jackson in.
And in even more, ball 2, 2-0. That tied 3-0. So that'll get the stomach rumbling of Dave Duncan. Leadoff walks against this lineup are disaster. That's the 5th walk of the night, handed out by Edwin Jackson. Eric Karros is with us from his perch. And Eric, we're seeing both these pitchers work the inside part of the plate pretty well.
Yeah, you know, really important, though, for Texas, just because of the way St. Louis has just really approached the entire postseason, going the other way, the right-handed hitters. And if you don't establish that inside part of the plate, as a hitter, you just get real comfortable in there, and there's no fear. And if you don't have any fear, it's just like taking batting practice up there. And Holland has been great tonight in getting inside.
Check on the runner at first. That's Kinsler. He drew a leadoff walk. Elvis Andrews up now. Josh Hamilton next. Strike 1.
Good pitch to bunt, a slider away. What the right-handed hitting Andrews wants to do is bunt it down the first baseline. The reason for that is Albert Pujols has to hold the runner on. If he breaks too soon, Kinsler will steal second base, or attempt it.
That makes it 0-2.
Got to make a concerted effort to get that bat out in front. If the bat's in foul territory, you'll bunt the ball foul.
Just smiling, watching Ron Washington. We've seen him jumping around in the dugout, going crazy. And when he just gave the sign down to his third base coach, Dave Anderson, after that bunt attempt, he had a look of disgust after that bunt.
Yeah, that's the opposite of the wash.
Like, all right, here's another set of signs. Andrews couldn't get the bunt into fair territory. Now he's in the hole. in the dirt. You've already mentioned in this World Series, Tim, that Bench is your all-time #1 catcher. I know you loved the work and still do of Pudge Rodriguez. I would imagine Yadier Molina's got to be top 5 defensive catcher you've seen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always never understood how Yadi could be slow of foot, and yet when he's throwing the ball, be so quick with his feet. Cannon behind the plate.
Fly ball into right. That won't advance the runner, and Craig hauls in out #1. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Thanks for making Chevrolet and baseball a part of America for the last 100 years. Nice night, good game. Game 4, 1-0, and here's Hamilton 1 on, 1 out.
In our scouting report, we talked about Edwin Jackson going 5 innings, and Tony La Russa would love that out of him. Well, he's gone 4 1/3 and has almost matched Derek Holland, even though he trails 1-0. Pitching very, very well.
Hamilton has the only RBI tonight. He takes low. Infield playing Hamilton to pull, the outfield playing Hamilton to hit the other way.
That's common. What you read from that is he pulls the ball on the ground straight away when he goes to left center field.
Shoots one foul going toward left. Geico in-game box score for Texas. Not many hits. There have been 5 walks handed out by Edwin Jackson. The hits belong to Kinsler, Andrews, and the guy at the plate who has the only RBI. The 1-1.
That was hittable. That might be the best swing that Josh Hamilton's had in the World Series, and he just missed it. Full extension. I guess he's the guy who is most identifiable when he's healthy with Roy Hobbs.
Yeah,
the natural.
Yeah, that's right. That's inside, 2-2. Hamilton, the former first overall pick of Tampa Bay in '99. And then his struggles with drug abuse are well chronicled. He had to work his way back and returned to the big leagues, or got to the big leagues for the first time with the Reds back in '07. But he was out of the game for 3 years and battling for his life. Rangers have a guy, Johnny Naron, who travels around to help keep Josh on the straight and narrow, and he has been an inspiration to many for the way he's put himself back together. And when he is healthy, he can do it all. Run, hit for average, power, play a great outfield, good arm. 2-2. Fouled away. Cubs actually had him for a while as they picked him as a Rule 5 player. And then they moved him on to Cincinnati. Had big numbers, and Texas saw enough of him to make a deal with the Reds. And they're glad they did. Last year's AL MVP when he hit 359. 359 with 32 home runs and 100 driven in. Struck him out for out number 2. And that's strikeout number 3, and a big one for Edwin Jackson.
What a battle by both Hamilton and Jackson. And Jackson won it. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. 2-2. Continuing to foul it off until Jackson gets him with the slider. What a job by Edwin Jackson. A much bigger surprise than Derek Holland.
I agree. He's trying to get through 5 and get around a leadoff walk. Dangerous bat of Michael Young is in his way. That's foul, a dangerous foul ball off to the right. And that somehow missed everybody. Strike one.
Talk about a guy who got himself back together. Edwin Jackson faced 10 Milwaukee Brewers and gave up 3 home runs in that start in Game 6 in Milwaukee. Cardinals, as you said earlier, just outslugged the Brewers 12-6 in that game.
That's what frustrated Edwin Jackson, because the Cardinals got him a 4-0 lead in the top of the first. Then it was 4-1 after 1, 5-1 after an inning and a half, 5-4 after 2, and he was gone. In the air to right. Alan Craig is there, and Edwin Jackson is through 5, allowing 1 run on 3 hits. He's done his job tonight. So is Derek Holland. Bottom part of the order for the Cardinals, down by 1.
Pistachios, yay! Gee, thanks, Mr. Hands.
Say, Mr. Bill, I'll help you crack one open.
Oh, no, Mr. Hands, don't go!
Mr. Hands does it for Mr. Bill. Wonderful pistachios. Get cracking.
Tonight, as we celebrate the 2011 World Series, we stand united in the fight against cancer with our partner Stand Up to Cancer. Please join Commissioner Seelig, Major League Baseball, Fox Sports, and the entire baseball family in standing up to cancer. And please go to standuptocancer.org to find out how you can help today.
Thank you.
There's my sign. There's your sign, Timmy. And there's nobody that hasn't been touched by cancer, a terrible disease, and so many inspirational stories that we are hit with day after day after day. And I tell you, and we've said this before, if you haven't gone to that website and learned more about what they're doing with funding research, you really have to, because they are making a difference.
That is what that pin on our left lapel on our on cameras mean, the Stand Up to Cancer. Wonderful, wonderful organization.
Strike one on John Jay. And there's that pin Tim's talking about, and all of us at Fox, it's part of the Fox Supports Initiative, are happy to do whatever we can and happy to pass the message along. John Jay has done a lot of that. Choppers at the plate, hasn't hit much hard. He's 0 for 1 and just 2 for his last 29 over his last 8 games.
Yeah, Joe, I think to be a full-fledged regular, John Jay's going to have to get rid this winter, get rid of that pitch he's got with both hands, dropping the bat and then having to come back up. Very few major leaguers can hit like that. Now, he had a good year. He batted .297. But you're going to run into trouble eventually. Watch the hands drop right there, and it takes a lot of speed to get him back over the high fastball.
That's why it was so remarkable over the years to watch the great Gary Sheffield swing the bat. I mean, he would point the big end of the bat, the barrel of the bat, at the pitcher and get back around.
Yeah, you have to be awfully strong to hit like that.
Another chopper. Kinsler has to hurry. Good play for out number 1. And the World Series on Fox is sponsored by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state, and by Chevrolet. Thanks for making Chevrolet and baseball a part of America for the last 100 years. How about the pitching tonight of Derek Holland? I mean, there really hasn't been anything hard hit. The double by Berkman. Well, what a difference from last night, and you kind of got the feeling, talking to Ron Washington, and Eric Karros was kind of talking about it with him in our pregame meetings, that he wanted Washington had a little more confidence in Matt Harrison, and he flip-flopped Harrison and Holland spots in his rotation. You say, well, it had been a while since Harrison had pitched, but Holland's showing him something here tonight. 2-0 to Punto. Taking, and it's 3-0.
The most unusual sign that we have seen in this postseason. Nobody in the bullpen is up for the Cardinals or the Rangers.
Yep. A wide strike. Holland gets a call. It's 3-1. These two teams are here this far in the postseason because of their bullpen.
Right.
A one-out walk. And that's the first walk handed out by Derek Holland tonight.
Yeah, there are good walks in that when you pitch around a tough batter, for instance, with first base open, and there are bad walks when with nobody on you walk the ninth place hitter. That was a bad walk.
So back to the top, and for Call, who's 0 for 2.
Outside.
Ball 1.
All his pitches, all his fastballs to both Punto and Furcal have been high and outside.
And Furcal's just up there taking. 1-1. The roof is open down the street at Cowboys Stadium. Jerry World, as they call it around here. The game is on the best scoreboard ever made. Here's a pop-up. Good pitch. And Moreland, with Punto on the bag, hauls in out number 2.
Joe, we have seen Derek Holland work for the last 2 years and have not seen him with the type curveball that he's had tonight. Excellent.
Well, here's Alan Craig, who homered last night in his first at bat. 0 for 6 since then. And in a big spot with a guy like Pujols on deck in a one-run game. Big rip, strike 1. Craig is struck out, grounded out. Only strong enough to hit the ball out to right in this park. A check on Punto, who doesn't run much. He stole 1 all year. Late break back to the bag, but Punto's safe. This is quiet, calm, and easy right now, but this is a big batter for Derek Holland. Good pitch for strike 2.
Again with a breaking ball. Most of the time this evening, that breaking ball has been out of the strike zone. We got Craig with that his first time up.
strikeout. Another big hook from Derek Holland. Nolan likes it, and this sold out loves it. He has struck out 4, and he shut out the Cardinals through 6. Along with our producer Pete Macheska and Bill Webb, our director. It is game 4 of this World Series. Adrian Beltre fouls it off his leg to start the bottom of the 6th. Good game, game 4. Cardinals won in a blowout last night. It's anything but that type game here tonight. 1-0 Texas behind the great pitching of Derek Holland. Edwin Jackson has been right there behind him.
We talked about that old saying, sleep in November. That's October baseball. Well, for Adrian Beltre, it's get well in November.
Here's one into left. Didn't get it all. And Holiday, after going back, comes in for out number 1. Our Sherlock Holmes 2 game summary. Little impromptu meeting with his manager. Whatever the magic words were, this has been a different start for Derek Holland, who has had soft outs and struck out 4, walked only 1, allowed no runs on 2 hits. And he's needed all that because it's a 1-0 game. There's a night for Edwin Jackson, 5 1/3, 1 run on just 3 hits. Strike 1 to Nelson Cruz.
How extraordinary is it? The Cardinals have made 1 out of the infield. That was a fly ball by Yadier Molina. 2 base hits by Lance Berkman, and 1 out of the infield. That's dealing.
1 ball, 1 strike. You know what Cruz is capable of doing? He's hit a home run in 4 straight postseason home games. And he pops it up, back and out of play for strike 2. Last start, the 2 innings in game 6 of the NLCS in Milwaukee, and tonight he's in charge as well. Two and 2.
Strong situation for the Texas Rangers. Not only do they have a 1-0 lead, but Albert Pujols will be leading off with no one on base, of course, in the 7th inning.
It was a big strikeout to get Alan Craig in the top of the inning. Didn't go. The count's full. And I thought you were going to take it in another direction. They have arrested Mike Adams, and they have their closer Neftali Feliz, who can go more than 1 inning tonight if need be.
4 outs, maybe 5. It might be pushing.
A 1-out walk, and that is 6 walks. There's Mike Adams. 6 walks handed out by Edwin Jackson. Here's Murphy. Flied out with the bases loaded in the 1st. 0 for 1 with a walk. On the outside corner. You have to go back to 1946. Find the last Cardinal pitcher to walk 6 in a World Series game.
That was a World Series, St. Louis against the Boston Red Sox.
The 0-1 smothered by Molina.
Ted Williams was 5 for 25 in that World Series. That was his only World Series, and a regret in Ted's later life that he performed so poorly in that 46 series.
A 1-1 on the outside part, strike 2.
By the way, Ted Williams, the first manager of the Texas Rangers in 1972. Whitey Herzog succeeded him.
Just missed 2-2.
And Whitey Herzog is watching our game tonight from Sunset Hills, Missouri. He had a bad fall about a month ago. And his wife, Mary Lou, doing very well.
There's Mitchell Boggs getting loose. Murphy fouls it away. I don't know if anybody had a smarter baseball mind or recollection about the game than Whitey Herzog.
And a great sense of humor, too. Hall of Fame manager.
He could go year by year and tell you big dates of.
He could. Still can.
Seasons, turning points.
Yeah.
2-2. Outside a full count. A lot of pitches with those 6 walks and 3 strikeouts for Edwin Jackson.
Got a 1-0 lead. I think you're not really taking a chance. It's up to the hitter to put the ball in play. I think you send Nelson Cruz.
1 on, 1 out. Jackson steps off. You may see Mitchell Boggs pitch to Napoli, the on-deck hitter. Boggs worked a perfect inning with a strikeout at the end of last night's game. Runner go on ball 4. 7 walks.
I agree with you, Joe. When Tony takes those glasses off, it's time to make a move. And now he put them back on. Check that. Maybe he won't. I went for the decoy.
Well, Edwin Jackson is hovering around 110 pitches. Molina's going to go out and talk, and I still think we're going to see him move.
Yeah, no question now. Here comes Furcal and Molina. And I think Edwin Jackson knows it too. Glasses are off again. Not making a move.
Not yet. I wonder if that's a call for a step off.
Good point.
They're just delaying because evidently Boggs wasn't ready. Now he is. La Russa out to the mound as Edwin Jackson walks 7. If he takes the ball, I think La Russa will all in all be happy with what the right-hander gave him, and that's it for Edwin Jackson. 5 1/3, just 3 hits. Only 1 run so far. 7 walks, 3 strikeouts, and Boggs is coming in while the Cardinals switch pitchers. Genio invites you to switch to Turkey. And Boggs will be in. Napoli is coming up in a 1-run game. Game 4 of the World Series. They're the numbers for Mitchell Boggs, and we specifically talked to La Russa before tonight's game, and he thought Boggs showed him something last night. Threw hard. He's got electric stuff when he has command, and he's into a jam here in the 6th. Created by 2 walks handed out by Jackson.
La Russa telling us that if Boggs hits the spot, he's as good as anyone he has. His spot now is going to be down for the double play ball.
That is tomahawked way out of here to left. And it's 4-0 Texas in the 6th. Napoli with his 33rd home run as a Texas Ranger.
And the pitch was anything but down to Mike Napoli. A high fastball right around the letters. And did he ever launch one?
1 ball, 1 strike on Mitch Moreland. And this place is buzzing after that first pitch. Blast into left by Napoli. Two and one from Mitch Boggs.
Some of that catcher's knowledge too, going into Napoli's thinking, realizing Boggs fresh in from the bullpen will try to get ahead with the fastball. He looked for it and yanked it.
Second home run of this World Series, 3rd of the postseason. Boggs makes that play. Watch him get on top of this high pitch. The first from Boggs.
Players refer to that as buggy whipping a ball. That's a buggy whipping right there.
A hug for Jackie Moore from Ron Washington. What a pickup. Napoli, who was moved twice in January, first to Toronto on the 21st, and then 4 days later turned right around and traded to Texas. You get a catcher that's that well schooled by Mike Scioscia, who was his manager out with the Angels, and can do that with the bat. Guys like that are hard to find. 1-1 on Kinsler. Strike 2. Ball 2. Inning is over, but major damage is done. 2 walks set it up. Pitching change. Boggs, Napoli. Bang. 4-0 after 6. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Hi, I'm Steve Eager.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. You are watching Game 4 of the World Series. Well, then after the game, 2 players downed during the Cowboys game.
One has Texas ties. We'll tell you about their conditions after the game on Fox 4 News.
Little breathing room now for Derek Holland as he goes to work in the 7th. It'll be the heart of the order for the Cardinals. And Holland has the luxury of facing Pujols up by 4, leading off. Holiday and Berkman will follow. Strike 1. Ball 1, high and tight. Ball 2 bounces in.
Only 19 more runs scored last night than tonight.
Yeah, I said during the game last night, and you agreed with me, we might see the same type game in Game 4.
I thought so. I thought all 3 games in this ballpark would be like that. We're not through here tonight, but no sign of tonight's game being anywhere like last night's game.
And Ron Washington's about to get his starter He's got him in the 7th. If he can get him through the 7th, then it's set up for Adams and Feliz, 2 shutdown guys out of the pen. And Napoli goes to talk with the count 3-1. Pujols is grounded out, fouled out to first. Trying to help the Cardinals make some noise in the 7th, full count. And he went right after him. Off the pitcher, Holland knocks it down and gets the out. Holland's fine once again. Tonight's Volkswagen Passat trivia question. Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina had 10 RBIs in last night's Game 3 combined, tying a World Series record for most RBIs by teammates in a single World Series game. They tied the record of Bill Dickey and Tony Lazzeri of the Yankees, who each had 5 in Game 2 of the 36th World Series at the Polo Grounds. The Yankees' first World Series without Babe. So Babe Ruth wasn't there, and the Yankees prevailed in 6 games over the New York Giants. Ball 1 to Holiday. Strike 1 to Holiday. Strike 2.
Once again, Eric Karros saying on the pregame show that Derek Holland must pitch inside. Derek Holland said that Derek Holland must pitch inside. And so did Ron Washington. And he has tonight.
2-2. Ron Washington telling us in his office Derek Holland needs to grow up tonight. I need him to step up, he said, and he has. Full count. That was that little talk they had before Holland took the mound in the first. He took care of Pujols and now gets Matt Holliday 2 out.
Take a look at Derek Holland and how he's worked the right-handers tonight. Inside, 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 again, again. Repetition's been beautiful for Holland tonight.
And he's taking care of the 3-4 hitters now. Berkman, who has the only hits tonight against Derek Holland. A double and a single. Ball 1.
Talking about it in last night's game, when you make hitters aware that you'll come inside, then you can get them out away. 90 pitches only for Derek Holland tonight.
Strike 1 on Berkman.
When you start guarding against that pitch inside, you're slower with the bat on the pitch away. That's the cat and mouse. And the mustache is very important.
So now he drills the outside corner, trying to retire Berkman for the first time tonight. Got him looking.
After going away, back inside.
And strikeout number 5 on the night. And the reaction from that Rangers bench. Time to stretch, and we join public address announcer Chuck Morgan for the introduction of God Bless America.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to please rise as we pause to honor the men and women of our armed services, both at home and around the world. Tonight, we invite you to join in singing God Bless America with Master Sergeant Erica Stevens of the Texas Air National Guard.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
Huge is explosively fast. Huge is a still photo that's set in motion. Huge is shooting full HD movie and stills simultaneously. Huge is a Nikon the world has never seen, and it happens to be very, very small. The new Nikon 1, small, is now huge.
MasterCard wants to thank the millions of you who stood up and helped raise more than $4 million for Stand Up to Cancer just by using your MasterCard.
I stand up for my best friend.
I stand up for survivors.
I stand up for my wife's mom.
I stand up to cancer.
Standing with those who stand up to cancer, priceless. Join MasterCard and Major League Baseball and Stand Up to Cancer. Go to standuptocancer.org and give.
Okay, it's the final days of the Built Ford Tough sales event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring Super Duty with best-in-class payload, towing, and MPGs. Make way for the undisputed 34-year heavyweight champ, Ford F-Series, delivering a knockout combination the contenders can't match. Get 0% financing for 60 months on Super Duty plus another $1,000 toward your trade-in. Hey, the Built Ford Tough event ends soon.
Aaron, you're all set.
Great, thanks. Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that? The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies and make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback. Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot.
Where's your
Get out of here.
Aaron Rodgers got his. How about you?
Rodgers! Discount double check!
Get to a better state. State Farm.
How good has Derek Holland been here tonight? He's thrown 7. He has allowed 2 hits, struck out 5, walked 1. Elvis Andrus first up against Mitchell Boggs. Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
Obviously the happiest person, as you look at Jake Westbrook warming for the Cardinals, the happiest person about Derek Holland's performance tonight is Derek Holland. The second happiest person, his dad Rick, who joined us last night for our meeting with Derek. And it was very, very nice. His father, the proud father of 2 sons, they're both left-handed.
That's strike 2.
In fact, they've traced the genealogy of their family back a couple of generations, and they don't know where the left-handedness came from.
His dad joked. He said, well, the second Derek was born, I put a baseball in his left hand.
He got me on that one, too. I
Like-
said, you did? He said, no, I was just kidding. Makes for a good story.
Here's a little floater into right. Alan Craig can't make a diving catch. At least 2 bases for Elvis Andrus. That's what it is, a leadoff double.
Good try by Alan Craig. The short hop, the carom over past the line, and with the leadoff double.
And it brings in Josh Hamilton, runner at second, nobody out. We had a multi-hit game last night, Elvis did. 2 hits last night, 2 hits tonight. Ball 1 outside from Boggs. Hard hit into center, right at John Jay. 1 on, 1 out. That ball was scorched and welcome inside our booth. How about this game? How about this series? We thought it would be evenly matched coming in, and we're not that far away from 2 games apiece.
Yeah, the one thing we did not expect to see tonight is the game that we're getting, a 4-0 game. We thought Holland would pitch well. Edwin Jackson matched him almost, with the exception of that early run, and then the big 3-run home run by that guy, Mike Napoli. I mean, he hammered it to left field.
The walks set it up, and those 7 walks eventually came back to get Edwin Jackson of the Cardinals. Strike 1 on Michael Young. There's no action for the Rangers in their pen. It appears Holland will go back. The interesting thing about this game tonight is Derek Holland is finally pitching like the Rangers hoped he would coming into the postseason. If this series were to go 7, Game 7 would figure to be, unless there are changes, a rematch of last night, which is Loesch and Harrison. And Holland, if he does work in that game, would be pitching on short rest.
But that's an option.
That would be on Thursday night if this series gets there. Still 0-2 on Michael Young.
Well, we talked about it earlier that Derek Holland could be dominating his 4 shutouts this year, second to Cliff Lee of the Philadelphia Phillies. Cliff had 6, and of course pitched for the Texas Rangers and Ron Washington last year.
Foul tip. And the runner, Andrus, will have to go back to second. The count is still 0-2. We said we'd check on Zoe Deschanel later on, and here in the 7th, the stars from prime time on Fox, Matthew Morrison, Glee, and new girl, they're gone.
6 innings and Flea.
Or maybe they're just out getting a snack.
I don't think so.
All of them at once.
Those seats look left.
The count's still 0-2 on Michael Young. It's like that kid throwing something out of the seats last night. We will find you with our cameras. You will be held accountable. Andrews will lead off double, then Hamilton scorched one to center but caught. And the 0-2 from Boggs to Young. Out of play.
Speed affects infield defense in many, many ways. A lot of times you get that second baseman out of position with speed on at second. Elvis Andrus with 37 stolen bases. Not only is Punto towards second base, but he's more shallow than he normally would be for Michael Young, who can hit the ball through the hole on the right side.
'96 from Boggs, and the count's still 0-2. A reminder about tomorrow night: Chris Carpenter, C.J. Wilson, Game 5 here in Arlington, on the air at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And there's C.J. Boggs wins that battle. 2 out in the inning, and Mitchell trying to get around that leadoff double. The World Series is sponsored by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable wireless network, and by the revolutionary new Nikon One system. Huge in every way except size. With 2 out, here is Beltre. Elvis Andrus still at second. Strike one. One trend has continued, one has not for Texas here in Game 4. One that's continued is that to this point the Rangers still haven't lost consecutive games since the 24th and 25th of August. Losing last night, leading here tonight. Still 2 innings to go, and the other one is the starting pitching at home this postseason with Scott Coolbaugh, the hitting coach, who's named to that position in June. One that hasn't continued is the starting pitching at home. 6 starts for the Rangers. The group had combined for an ERA of over 6.5. Opponents hitting .324 against him. Holland has changed that. The starters averaging under 5 innings per start. Holland, it appears, will pitch at least into the 8th. He's thrown 93 pitches. That's it. Still 0-2 on Beltre.
You may remember Game 3 of the American League Championship Series when Adrian Beltre was the hitter against Doug Fister. Doug kept wearing Beltre out. One foul ball after another off his leg. In fact, 4 foul balls hit his legs, 1 his right leg and 3 his left leg. So he has been nursing that throughout the World Series.
The 0-2. Good job by Boggs to get around that leadoff double. He has struck out 3 as we go to the 8th inning, Game 4. Rangers take the field up 4-0.
On November 23rd, something big is coming to town.
Go, go, go!
Get ready for the Christmas adventure of the holiday season.
Let's hit your mark. On that, up there. Just stand back and...
Arthur Christmas.
I did my missions with 6 reindeer and a drunken elf.
Rated PG.
It has been a while since Ron Washington's been able to send his starter back out there for the 8th. And he gets to do that here tonight in Game 4. Good breaking ball from Holland starts the 8th with strike 1 to David Freese, whose 13-game hitting streak during the postseason is on the line. In the hole, Elvis Andrus. What an arm, 1 out. And the Geico in-game box score for the Cardinals. All offers except for Lance Berkman, who's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. The only blemishes along with a walk. Picked up by Punto in the 6th against Derek Holland.
I know it doesn't work like that.
Hi, Steve Eager here at the ballpark for Game 4 with Heather Hayes.
Stay with Fox 4 right after the game. We're going to have your very first post-game interviews with Ron Washington and the rest of the Rangers.
On Fox 4 News after the game.
Strike 1 on Molina.
16 runs were scored by the Cardinals last night. Nada tonight. Nothing.
15 hits last night, only 2. Because of that left hand to the 25-year-old from Ohio. Over but low. 1-1. Mark McGwire, the Cardinal hitting coach. The big difference from last night. That drops in. 16 runs, nothing tonight. The average, the home runs, 3 of them by Pujols. The other by Alan Craig. This crowd has had fun tonight. And these sports fans in Arlington have had a blast watching the Cowboys beat the Rams to even their record, and now trying to even this World Series are the Rangers. Holland still throwing hard. Ryan Theriot on deck. Cardinals, if they get there, will pinch hit. Well, they will get there for John Jay, and you may see a change in the lineup with his struggles at the plate. That's where Napoli wanted it. 95 miles per hour, 2 out. And here was a nice moment with Ron Kolpa and the bat boy in the 7th.
How you doing, Nap? Your brother's here? Yeah. Both of them?
Yeah. I got like 22 people with me.
32? That's more than me.
Mind if I stand out here with you?
Huh?
Mind if I stand?
Sure, you can stand out here with me. Gotta look at the highest flag.
Yeah.
You know that?
All right.
The night for Ron Kolpa behind home plate. And it is Theriot pinch hitting for John Jay.
Have to check with Yadier Molina tomorrow and find out who the 32 people are here. We know that Benji and Jose are here. And Yadier's mother from Puerto Rico. 32 people. It's a bunch.
It's a lot of money to lay out for World Series tickets.
I'll say.
The 0-1. 95. That's as hard as Holland has been throwing since the beginning. The highest he's reached on the gun is 96. And the last 2 have been 95 as he works in the 8th with 2 out, nobody on. Now working fast. Why not? In control and leading 4-0 in Game 4. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Audi, Truth in Engineering, and by Jennie-O. Make the switch. Look for Jennie-O Turkey at a store near you.
How cute is that?
She's still here, clapping for the Rangers. As Skip Schumacher takes over in center. And Jake Westbrook makes his first Cardinal postseason appearance. He was left off the roster in the division series in the NLCS. He was added at the expense of Kyle McClellan, who grew up in the St. Louis area. Westbrook for this 8th inning as Neftali Feliz gets loose. 1-1 on Nelson Cruz. 4-0 Texas. Trying to even this World Series. And trying to assure that this series will go back to St. Louis. Who will have the edge when that happens? Be up in large part to the 2 starters tomorrow night. Chris Carpenter, C.J. Wilson. With a fly ball into right. Late break by Alan Craig, and it's a hit. Our Nikon 1 replay cam, a bunch of reactions from the excitable 5th-year manager Ron Washington. There's no show there. That's just Ron Washington.
That is perfectly natural. That's right. Said he feels the spirit. He is just delightful. You mentioned from New Orleans.
Leadoff man is on Murphy, who's walked his last 2 times. Walked right in front of the 3-run home run by Napoli in the 6th. Bats in the 8th. Westbrook made a good pitch to Nelson Cruz, fooled him, and Cruz just flared one into right to start this 8th. One ball, 1 strike.
When Jake Westbrook is right, he gets a lot of ground balls. A dominant sinker ball pitcher. Needs one here at an infielder.
There's that good sinker, and out number 1. You don't want to read into it too much, but it's not off the board for Jake Westbrook to work his name into the starting rotation discussion with an eye on Game 7 with Kyle Loesch, who didn't have much after the first 3 innings last night, scheduled to pitch a Game 7 if this series gets there. It's Carpenter tomorrow, then Jaime Garcia in Game 6.
After the off day.
After the off day, and then any and everybody would be available for Game 7, but Westbrook stumbled down the stretch, but when he's on, and they've been pleased with his work on the side, seems to have good velocity right now. He's the kind of guy that can keep a team in the ballpark. Strike 1. Ken Rosenthal, you have more on that?
Joe, Westbrook was not on the Cardinals roster during the NLCS, but he stayed sharp by throwing 3 separate bullpen sessions, each 60 to 70 pitches. He told me the last of those sessions on the final day of the NLCS was one of the best bullpens he has had all season.
And it caught the attention of Dave Duncan. That's why he was activated. 1 ball, 1 strike. Westbrook pitching for the first time since September 27th. He lost 5 of his last 8 decisions. That made La Russa's decision easier earlier in the postseason.
That's why those bullpen sessions are so important. Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan, knowing that you need a lot of work if you're a single ball pitcher. If you're too strong and you've had too much rest, You get the ball up, it straightens out, no sink to it.
2-2 as he challenges Napoli, who has the biggest swing of the night. A 3-run home run in the 6th. The first pitch thrown by Mitchell Boggs. Still 2-2. Cardinals in the 9th inning will have Punto, the number 9 guy. Then for Colin, Allen Craig, if anybody gets on Pujols. In what is now a 4-run game. Full count. Westbrook has been in the postseason before with the Indians. And they took on the Red Sox back in '07. Just outside to put 2 on.
LaRussa saying, where's that to Ron Copa, realizing that Jake Westbrook is not a hard thrower and needs those borderline pitches. But it was outside. Good call by Copa.
And now Moreland, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
So one thing, it's tough to argue about a pitch on the outside corner from the dugout because you can't see the outside and inside parts of the plate. You can see height. The managers, more often than not, are reluctant to argue about pitches that could be outside or not. Sometimes you go on the catcher holding the ball, and because Molina was right there, that's why LaRussa questioned that pitch.
Strike 1 hits the outside corner to Moreland. Hit one back to the pitcher, struck out, fly to center. One ball, one strike. The next to Moreland. Punto. Beautifully turned. 4-6-3 double play.
What a play by Punto.
With Furcal turning it in the middle. And we go to the 9th inning of game 4. 4-0. Rangers on top.
Daycare can be expensive. So to save some money, I found one that uses robots instead of real people. Because robots work for free.
Good morning, female child.
Are there flaws? Maybe.
There's an easier way to save. Get online. Go to geico.com. Get a quote. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This crowd lit up when they saw Derek Holland come out of the dugout to try and finish game 4. And the last AL pitcher to throw a shutout in the World Series was that gem tossed by Jack Morris in '91 against Atlanta. In game 7, strike 1 to Punto. Hamilton moves to left. Craig Gentry is in center. just inside as he gets back to 96 on the radar gun. Beltre down on a knee, 1 out.
Tell you, Adrian Beltre really comes into play because Derek Holland throws so many right-handed batters inside. And Beltre is among the best. He could win yet another Gold Glove this year.
Now for Call, who is hitless tonight, and 2 out of 16 in this World Series. Chanting Derek Holland's name. Strike 2. Two and 2 for Holland, who is really working rapidly, getting it, getting his sign, and bringing it. Ball 3. And any hiccup will probably see Feliz.
Holland and Napoli with great pacing, rhythm, cadence, and stuff.
A 1-out walk. And with the heart of the order coming up, the big bats, in a 4-run game, that's going to be it. A 116 pitch night. No call yet.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Look at all those smiles in that dugout for the work tonight of Derek Holland through 116 pitches. Got into the 9th, went 8 1/3, only 2 hits, 2 walks. His last one ended his night. 7 strikeouts. Now it's Neftali Feliz. Ball 1 high to Alan Craig.
That's where Feliz was in St. Louis. He pitched game 2. He walked the first batter. You do not want to walk the first batter in this situation, or really any situation. But he was wild high with all his deliveries.
Pujols on deck, then Holiday, Berkman, all the big bats are stacked up.
I think you have to take a pitch right here. Make him get the ball down in the strike zone.
He does, down and away. 3-0. Now Feliz goes behind the mound. And you see the anguished looks on the faces of the fans here at the end of a long day of pro sports in Arlington. 3-1.
Yep.
3-2. Two on with one out. And Alan Craig never had to swing the bat. Here is Pujols. Feliz, who is 6 for 6 during the postseason in save chances with an ERA of just over 1. Is making it interesting here in the 9th. Pujols hitless tonight, went deep 3 times last night. And he goes after the first pitch. Fly ball down the right field line, and Moreland can't get there.
Rangers caught a break because Nelson Cruz was playing Albert Pujols so deeply in right field he couldn't make a play. And obviously you have to respect the power of Pujols. So the Cardinals actually caught a break there with Nelson Cruz playing so deep in right field.
And he's back out there again.
Yeah, I mean, you have to.
2 on, 1 out. And a breaking ball from Feliz is strike 2. Pujols into center. Gentry to his left. 2 out. And now the last chance for the Cardinals is Matt Holliday. If he can get Berkman to the plate, Berkman would represent the tying run. John Daniels, the young general manager who has done so well here with the Rangers. Ball 1 outside.
Any way to reach first base, that's in Holliday's mind right now.
It's 2-0. The guy on deck, Berkman, hit 31 home runs during the regular season. Three and 0. We'll take one.
He may take another. pitch could have been up. Maybe.
And it's a full count. Holliday spoiled the pitch. 99 from Feliz. Feliz means happy in Spanish, and these fans have been happy throughout. Runners will go. And another foul from Holliday on a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
This is one-on-one baseball right here. Holliday will only get fastballs.
Game over. Rangers win it 4-0. Napoli with a big swing of the night. And Derek Holland did his work from the mound through 8 1/3, 2 hits, no runs. No save for Feliz. But this World Series is tied 2 games apiece.
And for Derek Holland, the biggest baseball day of his life.
And it was all heat from Feliz. The best play of tonight's game brought to you by the Audi A8. True greatness should never go unrecognized. In the 6th, first pitch. And Napoli got on top and rode it out for a 3-run shot and a 4-0 lead. That's how it ended. His 3rd home run of this postseason, 2nd of the World Series. And it is our Chevrolet World Series postgame show. And we go down to the field in Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Derek, you had a number of nights like this during the regular season, not so much in the postseason. What was the difference tonight?
I was very focused, and I knew this was a big game for us. I knew I had to really step up, and I made sure I was prepared. And I was very motivated for my last start against the Tigers. I didn't go as long as I wanted to, so I made sure I was doing everything I possibly could to get myself prepared.
Now, you had 2 notable conversations with Ron Washington. Tell me what he said to you before the game in the dugout and then in the 9th inning on the mound.
He was just making sure, if I go in, I know I'm not trying to hit him. He's like, it's not intentional. Just keep doing your normal game plan. But just make sure, if you hit him, one of our guys is probably going to get hit too. So make sure you stay focused. Go in there, kind of back him off the plate a little bit and just continue to pitch your game. And then obviously his second conversation, I was begging to stay out there. I told him, I was like, I'm going to give everything I got. I can get this double play. I'm feeling really good. Just let me finish. If I don't get it, you can take me out and let Neffy face Pujols.
Now, what about the crowd? They were cheering when you came out for the 9th. They were chanting your name, and then you got the huge ovation walking off the mound.
Yeah, it was huge. My fans stay into it all the time. That's what I love about the Texas fans. They're in the game nonstop. I mean, they're roaring no matter what's going on. They definitely showed it tonight. And then when I came off the field, arm hairs are sticking up. Not like I have much, but man, it was tingly. It was like a crazy feeling, but it felt good.
Derek, thanks very much. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, thank you. He's been trying to grow that mustache for so long. Now he's talking arm hair. What a day for the sports fans in Arlington. Hamilton and Berkman went over to toss the coin. Cowboys beat the Rams, and then over here down the street, the Rangers beat the Cardinals. One big swing by Napoli. And a lot of great pitches from Derek Holland. Back after this, 4-0 Rangers.
Welcome back to the Chevrolet World Series postgame show on Fox. And for the first time since 2003, when the Yankees battled the Florida Marlins, the World Series is tied at 2 games apiece. Rangers a winner here in Game 4, 4-0. Hi, everybody. Alongside Eric Karros, A.J. Brzezinski of the Chicago White Sox. I am Chris Rose. And A.J., did you notice that this is the first American League shutout in the World Series since?
05, Game 4, Chicago White Sox 1, Houston Astros 0.
Yeah, he had his pom-poms up all night.
Yeah, he was putting down the right fingers. For once, finally.
You were giving out the right game plan in the pregame. I mean, you said Derek Holland. You basically challenged him. It was almost like he was listening to you, Eric.
Well, I mean, I think it was obvious. He had to go inside, especially after what St. Louis did to this pitching staff last night. And that's what he did. You don't have to hit anybody, but you have to show that you will throw inside. Here to Alan Craig is up and in. That's just to keep him off the plate. Then that opens up the outside part. Ground ball to first. They can't dive over the plate. Oh, that ties up Matt Holliday. And then what does that do? It opens up the outside. Derek Holland, before the game, Ron Washington told him in the interview, we heard him say, hey, it's okay to go inside, and if you hit somebody, you hit somebody. You can't pitch scared, and what I mean by pitching scared, if a pitcher is out there and he is worried about hitting a hitter senses that, and then you just dig right in. But if you're a pitcher and you're saying, hey, I don't care if I drill you in the ribs or get to that inside part of the plate, this is my plate. That's what Derek Holland established tonight. Derek Holland really was unbelievable tonight. He pitched the game of his life in the World Series. Here's the thing. I want to talk about the Texas offense. Edwin Jackson went out. He had good stuff. He had a good game, but 7 walks. What does that do for you? It turns the lineup over. The Rangers only went 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. What was the one, though? Mike Napoli, 3-run homer. They finally got to him. They finally got the hit. It wasn't off Jackson. It was off Boggs. But they finally finished off Edwin by being patient, working the count. Only 59 strikes and 109 pitches. The Rangers did a great job of being patient, working, and finally coming up with a huge hit.
Yeah, it was all about that Rangers battery tonight, the law firm of Holland and Napoli. In fact, a few moments ago, our Ken Rosenthal caught up with the Rangers backstop.
Mike, 6th inning, 2 on, 1 out. It's an obvious double play situation. Boggs comes into the game. He hits a 3-run homer. What was your mindset coming into the at-bat?
I mean, I knew he had a good sinker in there trying to get me to hit into ground ball. I was looking fastball, try to get some up in the zone and, drive it somewhere. And I got the pitch I can handle and, did a good thing with it.
Derek Holland, what made him so successful tonight?
Getting strike 1. We preach to him all the time about getting strike 1 so he can do different things and try to keep hitters off balance. And, he did that tonight. Mixed inside and had a good curveball.
Hey, you guys seem to have a lot of fun with him. Talk about his personality and what makes him so unusual.
He's crazy. He's messing around all the time. He wears all kind of funny shirts all the time, and he's a young kid, and he acts like it at the park, and we enjoy him in the clubhouse.
Series tie 2-2. Wilson and Carpenter tomorrow night. What do you see the rest of the way?
It's gonna be we got best out of 3 now, so we expect CJ to come out and follow up his good start from last time, and get out here and play our style of baseball.
Mike, thanks very much. Back to you.
All right, guys, thank you very much. All right, so first 2-2 series since 2003. It's really something that baseball's needed, and we've seen it all. We've seen 2 one-run games in this series. We've seen a 3-homer performance by Albert Pujols, great pitching by Derek Holland. What do you see tomorrow with a pair of aces on the mound?
I see another great pitching performance. I see much like Game 1. I think C.J. Wilson won't walk as many guys. Chris Carpenter's last few starts in the postseason have been unbelievable. I think it's going to be a lot better pitch than we've seen the last couple nights. A lot of strikes. The offense is going to struggle, even though we are here in Arlington. I think we've seen a blueprint right now. C.J. Wilson can learn from Derek Holland and how he threw tonight. Again, establish the strike zone inside. And hey, are you listening to this crowd behind it? I know it's not Milwaukee, AJ, and I know it's not a home field advantage, but this place is rocking.
It is, and we know one thing's for certain. That Dutch stash that Derek Holland has, it lives at least another few days.
He's not shaving that thing for a long time.
Now, we might see him back in Game 7 if we have one in St. Louis. We know one thing. We are definitely heading back to St. Louis for a game on Wednesday night. But first things first, we will see you tomorrow night for Game 5 of the World Series here on Fox. Hey, a quick reminder that coming up next, except on the West Coast, it is your late local news. And tomorrow night, we bring you Game 5 of the World Series from right here in Arlington, Texas, starting at 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central, 4:30 Pacific. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. For more information on tonight's game and the latest in Major League Baseball news, simply log on to foxsports.com, powered by MSN, the world's favorite sports site. For Joe, Tim, Ken, Eric, and AJ, this is Chris Rose saying so long from Rangers Ballpark. A huge day in the city of Arlington as the Cowboys take care of business against the Rams and the Rangers beat the Cardinals.